Hello everybody and welcome into the flight. Добро пожаловать в полет. Сегодня трансляция будет на русском языке, за исключением общения заведующего диспетчером. Спасибо за просмотр и давайте оживим самолет. And without further ado, everybody, we will continue and fly a pretty regular route, a 737 from St Petersburg down to Moscow. Really excited actually to be hopping back into this route, not flown it for a while. I'm sure you've all, been waiting for it. I know I have. Later on this week we got an early flight on Wednesday, probably going to be 9 o'clock GMT time. And then we'll be trying out a few new planes. So the new aircraft that we'll be trying out this week will be another type of 737, but it'll be by a different designer, and there'll be different variants of it. So hopefully we can try them maybe Thursday and Friday. So let's go ahead and hop in and get started. As you can see, we're out here on the ramp, and there's cones and there's chocks on the wheels. So we are pretty much ready. We're in the Aeroflot 100-year anniversary celebratory edition, and I think it's a great little plane with this livery on it. It looks really quite stunning. Of course, St Petersburg is raining, so we're going to go ahead and hop in. Let's get our flight prepared so we can get out of here, get into the swing of things once again. I hope you've all had a good week. I hope you've all been enjoying the streams and the flights. Sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming, isn't it? So it's good to just sit back and watch a flight. Oh, we do have ground power. Let's go ahead and do that. Get a few systems turned on and do a few of the light checks, the tests. And of course we're going to turn some cockpit lights on. It's nice to see the cockpit when it's nice and illuminated. The buttons are looking really good today. Right, what do we need? So the flight plan is pre-downloaded. I think all we just need to do is just program and get the IRS sorted, and that'll be probably it. Let's stick the background lights on a little bit, maybe just illuminate the panels a bit more than they are. I suspect we are going to have some bumpy weather today because it's not entirely VFR. Just give me a second. So for some reason my overhead panel view has disappeared and it's now been replaced with a wing. It's interesting. So these are just the pre-flight checks. Just checking all the lights. We don't have a light working. It's not always the end of the world. Sometimes it can mean you can't fly if it's an essential item, but for the most part, we know that most things will be working. Okay, we'll leave the APU disconnected for now. Oh, actually, then again, yeah, let's leave it disconnected for now. We'll just keep the APU bleed air on. Wait for that to charge up while we get the IRS aligned. Let's stick it to a line. The old IRS alignment system. Wait for it to go white and then navigation. Same with the right one. Or you can do it right to left. It's probably up to you actually. You might have a little bit of discretion there. And the line. So 9 minutes. Give us plenty of time to follow our flight plan. It's actually strange. SimBrief gave me a very odd flight plan. As you can see, there is no SIDS or stars, which is very odd. I don't think I've ever flown this route without a SIDS or stars, so I suspect that SimBrief's acting up. And also the cost index came up as automatic. It didn't give me a cost index, so I don't know if it's broke or what. Let's get it entered in anyway. Let's get the data entered in. So we need about, it says 6,000 kg there block fuel. We'll use the outside services feature. 6. Let's take Let's just take a little bit more in case we anticipate. I anticipate maybe a little bit of rough weather up there, which may cause flashbacks to previous crashes I've had in that Moscow from really bad weather, by the way, has caused the plane to lose both engines. Payload is 19.2, cargo is, so this would be probably rounded to the nearest one, well 598 on there, that's not bad, and then 184. It's quite a lot of people, it's obviously a popular route, and of course what we need to do is of course go back here. And unfortunately I do get a little bit fed up with changing the configuration, especially when I've been changing it. I wonder if it's just disconnected it because, or changed the config because I've been changing the liveries a little bit. It is possible that that is the cause. So 180 for activate, and fuel truck call. So there's the jetway, and the fuel truck will be coming in a second. Okay, back to the route page. There's literally nothing. I don't really know what we're going to do when we get there, if we're going to get in trouble or not, but that was the flight plan we were given. Of course, you all know this, ULLI, and then U.
Ground flight deck hose is connected and starting refueling.
Spasiba for the help down there, Mr. Fuelman. So UUEE. Flight today, we're called Aeroflot 821, so we'll go ahead and put 821 in the number. And we'll go to our, so departures and arrival. We may have a runway, but there's no. I think there's something going wrong with it, unless SimBrief stopped supporting flight plans in this region for some reason. But usually in the past I have had them. Anyway, we'll just leave it as it is, and then we'll do the arrival. Number 6 right, but it'd be an ILS today. So 6 centre, 6 left. Right, usually you would do the Kesvu transition at Moscow. We haven't been given it, so I'm just going to click it anyway, because that is usual to do that transition. And then we just click route, activate, check for any brakes. I mean, again, because we've not got the stars, the SIDS there, we can't. It's a pain. We can't do a connection there from the airport to the next waypoint. Anyway, cruising altitude quite high. I think it's something like 37,000 feet. 370 somewhere along here, yeah. 370. I think that's about it on the flight plan page. That's all sorted.
All loaded up and you are good to go.
Oh wow, that was quick. So we're already loaded up. Let's close that door. The cleaners are a bit too loud out there. Yeah, I think there may be 1 or 2 aircraft at this airport. Hopefully. I'm not sure what's going on with some of the visual effects. I don't know if you can see it, but for some reason on my streams there's been... It said that the stream is fine and there's no lag, but then later on when I watch it back to see whether there's been any lag, it will be doing a sort of frame rate thing where you'll see slight pauses in the function of the video, if that makes sense. So as the video plays, it'll do slight pauses and it'll look like it's stuttering, almost like a slideshow, but a very quick slideshow. Again, Prism says that there's no issues, so I can't see why it would be doing it. But if anybody, you know, experiences that and knows how to fix it, even if it says the health is excellent on the stream, it was still doing it. So if you know how to fix it, let me know. It does sometimes say it's an encoder thing, but my computer should be fine to handle it. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just let the IRS count down. We've got a few more things up here we could turn on, like the yaw damper. And we're going to need window heat, so we are in Russia today. It's very, very cold. Trim air up there. The AP gens have come on now. Test the store warning. Okay, great. Nice and loud and audible. Let's set the altitude for cruise, 37,000 feet. And landing altitude won't be that high up. What have we got today? QNH 1016. Yeah, that's pretty doable. 1016, giving us an altitude at St Petersburg of about 100 feet. As you can see, our last airport there was considerably higher up. Let's go ahead and put 100 feet in there. Two minutes. Okay guys, give me 1 second. Okay, local time should be about 3:30 MSK, Moscow time. So by the time we get there, well, it'll be 10 to 4 now, so maybe about 6 o'clock in the evening there. So IRS is aligned. Let's go ahead and do that. GBS left. I suppose you could take the right one as well. I mean, let's face it, they're both the same, aren't they? Well, there you go, we're on the left. Anyway, look at that AMP there going crazy. Right. I think we just need to do this initialization after we've got the packs on board. Let's do that now. Let's stick the countdown thing on. So this is why I took a tiny bit extra fuel, because we've already gone down to 99%. And what we could do is just sit the flight directors and set a few things as well for takeoff. So aviator's tablet, where is it going to be on here? Let's go back to the Avi tab. Airport, ULLI, let's get the runway course for 28 left. So you can see there, concrete. They felt the need to clarify that, especially because there's many worldwide airports that use mud, don't they? It's pouring it down in the United Kingdom. Anyway, I don't know if you can hear it, it's that loud. It's like rattling the top of my roof. Anyway, so 28 left. 28 left, 108.9, 275 for the course. So we can just set that by turning the head into. So 090275. It's always handy to have the accurate course as well. You definitely need it for landing, I'd say. It's very important for the landing more than the takeoff. Okay, and I won't bother with the co-pilot. He's on our side. He'll do his own thing. Right, minimums. You'll see on the minimums there's two. There's radio and barometric. Radio minimums will be usually for landing. Barometric is usually for takeoff. That's in this aircraft. Now sometimes it will be different in different planes. So we set it 1,000 feet above AGL. So above ground level. 1,100 roughly. And then that'll give us just a good reference altitude, a good safe altitude where we can engage the autopilot and other things to make sure we clear the terrain. RTO on the brakes, transponder is still on standby, let's just test that. So we're not getting a squawk code, let's just squawk. We'll squawk a random one, we'll squawk 6. In fact, let's squawk 250. Check the doors are open. The back door isn't, but they shouldn't be boarding that way anyway. They should only be getting on through the front door. Yeah, but it's some me. Okay, great. We got some traffic in the area. Anyway, go back off the Avi tablet. I'm going to use it on here for now, and I don't know why I'm using the pop-up. We do want to keep our charts. Maybe in the future. PA system is automatic, so yeah, let's just wait till the packs have loaded. 26. It's actually one of my favourite routes, this, and I don't know why, but people seem more interested in other routes. This is a really great flight to do if you're especially new to a simulator and you want a first cross-country thing and you want your first legs and your first sector completed. Somewhere like St Petersburg to Moscow or Moscow to St Petersburg is a great choice. Moscow has, 3 or 4 airports there which you can choose from. It's got Sheremetyevo, it has Domodedovo, I hope I'm pronouncing them right. And of course a few others, so it's a good 2-hour leg to do if you're on your sort of first flights in the flight simulator anyway. I'm just waiting for the packs to load up. И тоже, пожалуйста, не забудьте поставить лайк и ставить комментарий. Спасибо большое. And thank you, of course, to everyone for the support and each episode and flights. I've been really enjoying it. I should start labeling my flights as series now, so series 1, 2, and 3. But I quite like the play it as we go thing. I do group them, you'll notice, in aircraft types. If you go onto the channel, you should be able to see a new aircraft type pop up this week, because obviously I'll be flying in one. I don't really want to see, it's nothing surprising, it's another 737, but it's a different variant, a different model. So that should be popping up, and of course we've got the other games that I'm doing at the moment, which will be popping up at the same time as well. Actually, the Kathmandu flight that I did last time, I watched it back. I have to say it was pretty good. Like, the flight overall was pretty good, I enjoyed it a lot. So, maybe some more though, maybe some more death-defying flights in the future. And of course, Star Wars Fallen Order is completed now. That was an amazing game. I hope you've all enjoyed watching it. I've certainly enjoyed playing it. It has been frustrating at times, but the ending was just certainly worth it, I think. Okay, 54%. You know me, I like to keep it realistic. What else can we do? Let's do some more stuff. Let's get the fuel pumps on. Check the crossfeed. Center pumps. Emergency lights still armed. We don't need pitot heats just at the moment. It's only 9 degrees, so it's probably going to be quite cold. Actually, what we can do is set our MCP, so let's go ahead and do that. We're straight up to 37,000 feet today. We don't have any SIDS. .275 on the heading. Speed, I'm going to estimate about 146 today. We won't arm the autothrottle, so we got that. We got 100 and what was it? 178. So we'll have to go maximum thrust. So reserves. $2,500 and then 5. Okay, good. 2.5 there. Cost index was auto again, so I don't really know what to put. We just have to estimate. I put 30. Well, not 335. I put 35 in for the cost index. Again, I don't really know because they didn't give me one. Top of climb. I don't know what the top of climb thing will be. It's saying insufficient fuel, so I wonder if we got a fuel leak. Did put enough fuel in, didn't I? Wait, balance. Wait, why is that got that in pounds and not kilograms? So I don't know why the X-Plane does this. You'll put the weights in and you'll change it and get it all set up to the aircraft is set up how you need it, i.e. in pounds or whatever else, and then it'll change it if you change liveries, which is a real pain. Because then you have to constantly change it for every single one. Right, let's get the thing again. Let's put it in properly so it's in kg. Cancel that. 6,002. Apologies about this. I didn't quite realise that. 4,600 on the thing, and then 184 on the packs. Activate. Fuel call. Don't worry about the packs, I'll get that to speed up so we'll be able to get it done pretty quickly. Do realistic, long or short. We're going to go for short today. We won't save it though. So we let them refuel. As you can see, it only give us... I'm glad I just noticed that, otherwise we would have probably run out of fuel on the way. It's just another 5 minutes, isn't it? Okay, there's the fuel again. Once again, the passengers who got off were probably a bit confused, but it is what it is. We could go to 40,000, 37,000 feet is pretty high up still. Now the back door's not opened, I see. May do it for the packs coming in. Maybe that won't look outdoors anymore, it'll ruin the flight's atmosphere, won't it? Keep that door shut, please. Temperature's looking pretty cold inside, actually. It's it's 10 degrees inside the cabin. It's freezing. Crank that up, make it nice and warm. Blimey, we've got bleed air on for the APU as well. Okay, just check a few more things. It's pre-planned our departure, so home, Avitab, airport, aerodrome chart there, so we've got 28 left. Not far actually, not far, just to push back there, then go down whatever taxiway that is. Be better off using that one. Charlie it is at the moment. Come on, Pax, I'm waiting for you to load up. You notice I keep switching on and off so I can initiate the passenger loading sequence. Good learning curve actually for those who may be stuck on that. It should give you the hint though on the Avitab if you've not done it correctly. But most people will, of course. It's probably regulations they can't be boarded while there's fuel getting loaded up, but I have done it before like that. Okay, Pax boarded, so you notice it's only a short time, so it'll be super quick now, super quick. There's the RA, that's kind of new for this livery, made by Hoff RA73104, that's known as a CELCAN number, that's usually for international flights to mostly the States actually. You probably need one if you're going over the Atlantic. Anyway, let's get the beacons, anti-collision. I'm going to stick the logo light on. No, I'm not going to stick it on. 100% passengers already. Let's detach the jetway.
Fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
Hey, thank you, man on the ground who sounds English, and he doesn't have an accent today, but hopefully the pushback will. I'm going to switch that back to realistic. Right. It's not a livery, Aeroflot livery voice at all.
Ground to complete. Tower is driving up.
Give us a ring if you need anything.
Okay, thank you. Let's get on with the weight and balance. So maximum takeoff rates, maximum climb rates. Need all the power we can get on this one. That's pretty close, 151.
Okay, all doors and carts are closed. Ready to connect.
Okay, thank you. 5.75. So VNAV isn't unavailable, it's just not available at the moment because we haven't got en route yet. For some reason it's only given us 3,000 feet there. Wonder why that is. I feel like it's just going so wrong on the flights lately, even though I've done them fine before. You can see there the cruising level is not coming up. 7,000, but we need to go up to 37,000 feet. Let's do that. Connect the runway at least.
Ground to complete. Please show me where you want to go.
Okay, we're going to push back onto Charlie. Don't know where the information is today, i.e. the ATIS information, but we'll just make do with that.
Release parking brake.
Okay, we'll release the parking brake. What we're going to do is going to go on the ground services.
And you may start engine.
Chocks have been removed automatically, which is nice. So obviously when you stick the beacon on, we're ready to start up. So let's go for a number 2 engine. Of course, the hydraulics on first might help. Cool, engines coming alive relatively quickly. We have about 6,000 kg on board. Introduction of fuel, so it's so quick compared to obviously the 747, but that's pretty quick as well, to be fair. Wait for it to click back into place, usually about 60%. So, yeah, about 55%. Click it onto continuous, let me do this number 1 engine. Отлично. Отлично. We can continue. Only half an hour, that's actually quite good for the start up. I'm impressed with that. Cabin crew doing the announcements. Means we're pretty much ready to go. They should give us an announcement, or at least a light up here in a second. It'll say cabin ready.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting valve. Please stand by.
APU coming off. We're all ready to go. We did switch the pitot heat on before, just forgot to turn them off, but you can yeah, just keep them off, I think, till we get to the runway. Provided they work, you got to test them first. Okay, disconnecting hand signals. Let's get the flaps down. Okay, the aircraft is for some reason accelerating. Why is the engine accelerating? 5 degrees of flaps, not takeoff go
Tower is
around.
disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Okay, brilliant. Where is he? Where is he? He's giving us the signal. There he is. So wait till he clear the aircraft before we stick the lights on. Got to transpond on to the mode Charlie. Takes the lights, turn that lights off. So I think we taxied to runway 28 left by Charlie. Go ahead and do that. Right, so Aeroflot 821 St Petersburg traffic, taxi into runway 28 left via taxiway Charlie. Give me a second. My things just going wrong so long lately. I apologise about this. YouTube's sabotaging me, or the game's sabotaging it, of course. Oh. Trying to figure out what the push to talk on this thing is. Was set as the spacebar Z for some reason. I'm assuming I've just contacted the ATC. It's not doing anything at the moment. It's like you click on something and it just stays on it 20 minutes and then can't get off of it. Alright, let's get going. Takes lights on. Ready to taxi 28 left. Also, Throttle keeps disconnecting though. Why is that? There we go. VNAV now.
Полкового трафика Aeroflot 87, начинаем руление и потолки. Потолки не запуск.
Oh, we got someone pushing back in front of us now. Obviously didn't hear my radio call. Looks like he's in a 737. That's very cool. Let's go ahead and just give way. I'm assuming he's gonna... I don't know. Just hope he can hear me because the ATC won't work. Pressing the push to talk. This is one issue after the other. I'm gonna go radio silent before I blow a fuse. No, he's pushed back into a different one. We're fine to go. Runway 28 left it is. Aeroflot 821 radio check. I don't really think they can hear my ATC communications right now, which is embarrassing. He's blocking the taxiway so we can't get past. So you notice that A, B and C. It's coming up as B, so but we're on Alpha. Sorry, Charlie. Aeroflot, that's definitely a 777, either that or an A330. Looks cool though with the two aircraft next to one another. We are transmitting, aren't we? 1, 2, 2. Everything's turned on. Problem is, I'm clicking off the AC comms and it's like closing the window. Any of you got any hints that might be useful? So anyway, he's just topped the queue. What he's done is probably not heard the radio call, but then he's known we've been pushing back and then hopped in front. So we'll just continue behind him. I'm definitely 100% on frequency as well. You see it says push to talk. Push to talk, space bar. Used to be a way to pin the window up to the upper left hand corner. Alright, don't tell me he's going to the opposite end where he's not meant to be going. No, imagine. There's another plane over there as well. Imagine if he's taking off in the opposite direction. Or taking off on another runway. Settings. Something about pinning it to the top might be useful. We're just going to keep taxiing with the co-pilot, try and deal with this. Regardless, we're taking off 28 left anyway. I have no idea. Generally, I have no idea what's going on, but there's no pin ATC option available. And every time I click off, it's just putting my spacebar in the text box as if I'm texting, but I'm not. It's a super pain. Did ask for a radio check, no reply. I just got a feeling nobody can hear me because it's not working. I can't test the radio at all. And now the aircraft's taxiing behind us. I don't really know what he's doing. I don't have a clue how to talk to him either because this shit ATC. Absolute rubbish this ex-pilot is. You used to be able to leave the menu, the box at the top. If you pull it on screen, it would stay there, and now it's just vanishing every time I click off of it. Oh. Five degrees of flaps are set. Cabin ready. We go ahead and hold short.
Пулково трафик БД 566 на прямой выход 28 левая.
Okay, let's hold short here. Looks like we got runway aircraft on final. I don't have a clue if we're transmitting or not. I really wish somebody could just get a decent bit of software nowadays and just make it work. It seems like as the years have gone on, games and software have gotten worse. So you pay a lot more for a lot less is basically how it goes. And the companies, you know, they don't care. They release stuff in early access, they release it all, charge you a lot. Even if it's free, they just send it out there and it'd be absolute rubbish that doesn't work at all. Aeroflot 821, radio check please.
Radio 555.
Right, okay, so they can hear me, right, okay. So the whole time they could hear me, brilliant. Oh, thank God for that. Right, landing lights on, takes lights off. That's all it takes, that's literally all it takes is one person to say it. Let's get our TCAS on. I'm gonna wave that plane to land, we might as well. That's a beautiful plane behind that 7. It really looks like a 777, but I think it's an A330. Let's have a look at the front of it. And he's got the exact same livery as well, which is super cool. Very cool. Look at that, guys. He's got I think the 100-year one, is it? No, not the 100-year, but it's still a good one. And he is in a 777. Can you see that? He's got a 777-300ER. Miracle. Let's get our strobes on as well. Here comes the aircraft, guys. This is exciting. We picked a great airport. This is what I keep telling you about. St Petersburg, Moscow, two of the best airports in the world to fly from. They really are. They're just amazing, especially when it snows as well. Some of the best you'll ever fly into and out of. Okay, he's coming into land a little bit high up. Whoa! Some strong crosswind there. Holy smokes! St Petersburg traffic, Aeroflot 821 lining up runway 28 left. Alright guys, we're lined up, we've got landing lights on, taxi lights off, seatbelt signs are on, flaps are set. Ignition continuous, TCAS is alert. Weather radar's coming on. Pitot heats are coming on. Wait for him to clear the runway and then we'll make our departure. Okay, he's clearing the runway. Let's keep an eye out for him to get off. U-turn. Right, Palladium. Just wait for the wave turbulence to clear up a little bit. Aeroflot 821 departing runway 28 left, St Petersburg traffic. Let's get going. Toga button's not working. Airspeed alive, 80 knots. 120. V1 rotate. Nice smooth departure. Gear coming up. Wonder why the toga wouldn't work then. It is a little bit bumpy at the airport. Weather's a bit all over the place, 1,000 feet, so flaps to 1. Super bumpy as well. Flaps up. Brakes off of RTO. Direct to Kesvu. Again, we've not got departure programmed in, so we might as well do it. Transition altitude, let's set standard QNH. On backup as well, let's stick the continuous ignition back to automatic. It's not showing any rough weather on the radar, it's just clouds at the moment. Not bad at all. Anti-ice coming on. What if we could see that aircraft there taking off? Okay, we got TCAS on. No aircraft. There was one alert that came up, but there was no Looks like the co-pilot's altitude indicators failed, everyone, so let's go ahead and just check that. Yeah, co-pilot altimeter has indeed failed. I'm not surprised, it's quite cold outside. Let's neutralize the gear and we'll just continue flying to what looks like sunny Moscow. Aeroflot 821 on its beautiful way right now. Can't do much about the altimeter. We can turn the landing lights off though, and we can just sit back, relax and enjoy the flight. There's no other aircraft popping up on radar at the moment. Alright guys, I'm going to give myself a quick drink. Please relax, grab yourself some coffee, some chai, some crisps, and enjoy. Okay, we're nearly at level 370, flight level 370, crossing flight level 260. Co-pilot's altimeter is completely redundant. Also, let me know what you'd like to see next time on the flights, the Russian flights in the future. Каким российским рейсом мне лучше летать следующим? Or something like that. I'd quite like to do Russia's, wouldn't mind do the Moscow to all the way down to, of course, what's that big one on the east coast called? Right next to China, the one we did in the Cessna Citation X. I'd like to do that in a bigger plane, maybe the 737 or the 747. It depends. Probably 747 actually. Not Volgograd. I'll find it eventually. I'll get the name of it. Yeah, the one that's on the Trans-Siberian route again. Again, that route's just great to fly for practice for beginner pilots too. Just be aware though that Russian weather can be a little bit temperamental, so you might want to turn real world weather off. Vladivostok, that's it. So Moscow to Vladivostok would be a good flight. Do that in the 747. I'm hoping, obviously one day I'm hoping they bring out a good A380 add-on for the X-plane. I don't actually think I've not seen an A380 for the X-plane yet at all. There is one available for X-plane 12, but there's pretty much nobody flying it on YouTube. I've never seen anybody fly it on there. Looks good though, it's got a nice livery with it. It's coming at $64 of course. Yeah, 100% clearing up. It's just the north there near St Petersburg that's got the rough weather, and obviously we're going into blue skies now. There's the kind of wintry skies, the cold fronts moving in over the east. Looks beautiful though, they really improved. I still can't get over how much they improved the cloud detail on this. I mean, it looks as realistic as it's gonna get, let's put it that way. I mean, look at it, it's like every single part of it is modelled and there's no odd parts, and then there's rain on it sometimes and the colour changes and there's lightning. Quite mind-blowing how they've done it, really. Check the pressurization, so we're all good. We're only pressurized to just gone 6,000 feet in the cabin at the moment. It'll probably reach maybe 7,000 feet for cruise. We've got 6,000 feet to go, so as you can see there, we're climbing quite slowly. We're already down, you know, 1,000 kg on each tank. We started with 6,000 kg and we're down to 4,000 kg. Alright guys, sit back, relax, enjoy. I'm going to go silent. We'll check in when we get there. I'm going to kick my legs back and play a little bit of ping pong or something. Hello, Finders. Hope you're enjoying the flight, buddy.
Thousand to go.
1,000 feet to go there before cruise. We're probably going to need to descend soon anyway. So we climb, and then the top of descent will be. So it's got only coming up 7070. So yeah, strange. It's programmed the climb from the takeoff point to this point, and then from Kesvu we'll need to get down to 7,000 feet. There's no special arrival today, it's just the Kesvu transition. I think it's about 15,000 feet or something like that. Let's get the seatbelt size off as well. Let people walk around in this very short flight. Okay, charts. So we want, not charts, we want airports. So ULLI to UUEE. Do you see the Sheremetyevo International 628 feet? So let's increase that to 628. Runway 6 right, 109.1. And we got a course as well, so that's great. Course is 063 there for all those runways, which is really cool. Okay, let's go ahead and set the heading. The course, sorry. Just about see it. I don't know if you can. It's very, very hard to see it with the sun on it. I'll do the same on the heading as well. Do that nice and in fact I'll do it later. It does look good, the Zibo mod, but the aircraft the new 737 I've got coming up is actually going to be better. It's going to be better quality. It's going to be much higher detail. The only difference is that the newer one doesn't have the animations for the fuel or the baggage loading or the passenger loading like the Zibo mod does. The only thing it does better, in fact the two things it does better, the sounds and the visual details. I'm really excited to fly it actually. I've been flying it and it actually handles a lot better. It's a lot more realistic in its flight handling and dynamics. Oh wow. Yes, it's a lot more realistic, and also the autopilot and approach mode works a lot better. So maybe the Zibo mod had its day on my channel. Maybe we will never fly it again. I don't really know. All I know is the new one is just so much better that it makes the autopilot in this aircraft look absolutely rubbish. And the new one is a collaboration between Zibo and some other people anyway. So maybe not collaboration, but it's similar models. So I'll use it, and yeah, you'll see it. You'll all see it. I will just say this, everyone, that the other aircraft there is, not a 737, is also going to be great. I've had a look in it and it actually seems like it looks like really detailed inside and high quality textures as well. I had a quick look through the materials, look really good quality. Every button seems to be interactable so far. Yeah, I was just blown away by the amount of effort put into that compared to the default Laminar Research 737, which didn't get as much love. It's a little bit confusing why. I mean, the 737 actually looks a bit more complicated in the cockpit. But yeah, it's the only other aircraft that's going to be as big as a 777. So, because I'm not forking out, you know, $60 or $70 for the 777 as payware, no chance. We'll have to make do with the other one, but it's going to be good. It's just as big, I'd say, maybe even a little bit bigger. It's got a nice cabin modelled, and yeah, we'll see that hopefully later on the channel, maybe in the coming week, next week sometime. This week we've got our flights planned out. Wednesday will be an early one on Wednesday about 9 o'clock GMT time. We'll be flying back in the Piper Arrow 3. And then that same day later on we'll be doing the new version of the 737. Down to 7,000 feet in preparation for 2,500 feet approach landing altitude or approach altitude. 7,000 feet, down we go, top of descent. Continue at 250 knots for now. Should be below 7,000 feet or below for the transition Kesvu. Everybody please sit down and remain in your seats now as we're going to be on a descent towards Moscow Sheremetyevo Airport. Thank you for flying with Aeroflot Airlines and we hope you've enjoyed your journey with us. Remember, we take tips in this airline. Надеюсь, будет хорошо. Хорошо. So the local QNH 1016, can't do on the co-pilot side, his altimeter has failed. Gonna set the radio minimums, so we set 200 feet. In this case, so the airport is, what is it, 628 feet, isn't it? So we'd have to set it about 800 feet. 820, that should be about 200 feet AGL. Auto brakes today are going to be on a 2. Speed brakes, going to arm them pretty early down, actually, pretty early on. We might as well just continue our descent. Moscow Sheremetyevo traffic, this is Aeroflot 821 descending now to flight level 070 for the Kesvu transition 06 right. And of course the airport is full of people but no ATC. I'm hoping we're landing 06 right because there's nobody. Yeah, so he looks like he's maybe just landed on it and then departing there. There's quite a few people there already, so let's hope they can hear us. There's an aircraft right in front, maybe he's coming towards us. I thought the TCAS alert would have been working by now, but there's no indication of other airplanes on it. I can't see them on the radar like I could in the past. Traffic alert thing is on, so we should be able to see them. I don't know if that's like a glitch or something. The only thing I can think to do is perhaps turn it off, test it, turn it back on. Yeah, his position should be identifiable on the radar by this point. Oh, what is that? Also, the airport should have other aircraft there as well. Okay, I couldn't quite make him out, but we're going to land in 06 right. Anyway, we're pretty close and we're pretty fast, so we're going to have to deploy the spoilers, I think. Looks beautiful though in the evening. Local time for me in England is about 3:10 in the afternoon. and that will be about 5 MSK time, so 2 hours ahead. As you can see down there, 17:07, that is local time for Moscow. Okay, we're super close. We probably not going to make this actually. I didn't think we were going to be that close to the Kesvu transition. That gives us a bit longer to get down, but we're really going to have to be like super quick about it. What if we can do a... We can't really go any more than 3,500 feet a minute. My fault. I should have descended a bit earlier. I'll go down 20,000 feet pretty damn quick. Let's go ahead and set the landing lights and turn our lights on. Descended super quick. We're going to have to go down 2,500. Probably be a go round, I think, at this point. We're not near it yet, but we're just too high up. There's the top of descent from 070, about 10,000 feet above where we need to be at the moment. And obviously the turn there is a struggle as well for the plane. Let's get slowed down and see if that helps. Let's do that. That one would have given us a bit more time there to descend, but I'm sure we'll be able to do it. Vertical speed mode. It's rapid 3,000 feet a minute right now. It's probably going to be an alarm, don't worry about it everyone, it's just an overspeed for the flap setting. Again, the TCAS isn't coming up. It may come up with a TCAS alert, but it's not showing the planes on the radar, so we'll have to keep like our eyes extra peeled today. I'm pretty sure it's 06 left for landing. I'm pretty sure this is where they've come from, and then they're going to be taking off 06 center or 06. Sorry, 06 left or wherever else. Maybe it's departing and taking off the same runway. I don't really know. All I know is it's 06 right for landing. See if we can do 5,000 feet a minute. See if the aircraft can handle it.
Intermediate traffic Aeroflot 1867, pushback completed, taxi to holding point runway 06 central, 1 November 5, Bravo 1.
Brilliant, so we got some good pilots here. This is why I recommend people fly here as well if they like the ATC. They're always very friendly, the pilots are always very friendly, and so are the ATC from the tower. So it is runway 06 centre for departure and runway 06 right for arrivals. We are descending about 5,000 feet a minute. You see there, Aeroflot 821. Scared to death he's not going to make it on time. Normal procedures, normalno. Nadeus bude хорошо. All that usual malarkey. Q&H. Let's go ahead and set the local Q&H 1016. It's actually the exact same as it was in St Petersburg. Beseggda trudne najти где припарковаться as well in the airports. I always find it difficult anyway. I hope the ATC isn't on all the time for me. I'm pretty sure I have to press push to talk. ILS's frequency is tuned. Let's double tune it to be sure. We might even land at the same time as that guy is lining up. 06 right, tuned in. So as you can see, we made it down to 2,500 feet in time. Amazing. That's fine, everyone. It will level off. Anti-ice is coming off. There's the level off point, so now we should be able to slow down. We're going way too fast, of course. There's the airport ahead. Let's go ahead and drop some flaps. We should get our reference speed for landing. That is one of the most insane descents I've ever done. It's about 148 there on the speed. I don't like these kind of approaches. It should really be straight down the centre. I don't like coming in at an angle and then having to line up with the runway. I never like that kind of stuff. And also that other aircraft that I'm talking about, for some reason we're climbing. Why are we climbing? We should not be climbing. We should go down to 2,500 feet. But yeah, the new one's got a better autopilot on it. What on earth is this autopilot doing? It's not leveled off at 2,500 feet. Be at 2,500, not 3,000 feet. Anyway, flaps to 10, it flies all over the place. Look at that, everybody. That is the most brilliant and insane descent I've ever done. Absolutely brilliant. We'll give them an announcement. Drag required. Clear the messages off. About 30, saying 14 nautical miles and 15 again, so maybe 30 nautical miles to final. Little bit notch. Flaps, keep it at 10 flaps. I didn't realise we weren't deploying them. Ignition continuous. Cabin is ready for landing. Typical Aeroflot approach this. Completely normal. On the speed brakes again.
Aeroflot 1876 line up runway 06 central.
What is this aircraft here doing? Because he can't depart runway 06 right, that's where I'm landing. Moscow Sheremetyevo Air traffic, this is Aeroflot 821, turning for the ILS now. Final approach runway 06 right. Again, I hope somebody can hear me. Nobody's communicating with each other because obviously we're pilots. But this ENK one shouldn't be departing runway 06 right. Even though I just gave the call out, he's not giving it any call outs. The guy on 06 Centre is giving call outs, which is good. But this one here seems to be a rogue aircraft, which isn't good, of course. Okay, we're on the localizer now. We're going to let it establish itself. He's ENK11 is just sort of pushed out and is now randomly taking off without any ATC comms whatsoever. So never do that. It's not really courteous, is it, to other people on the traffic system. Select the approach mode. I think we're on the approach, yeah, just about on the ILS thing. We should get the... There we go, there's a pink line, so it should now lock on. There's the glide slope. It's actually doing pretty good. Slow down to 148. Flaps to 15. I don't really know what's going on with the auto throttle.
Aeroflot 1876, waiting line up runway 06 Central. After landing, Aeroflot 821, line up and takeoff. After landing.
1,000 feet, stabilized.
Yeah, this ENK-11 just took off without any clearance. Everyone said he's waiting for me to land. I don't know where he is, if he's on 06 Santa. We're also on the glide slope, but for some reason we're not descending properly. I have no idea what's happening. Let's go manual. I think we're just too... There we go, there's the glide slope. It is moving. It is moving a little bit. Let's do it manually.
500.
So we are on the glide slope. The reason we got a high pitch is because we weren't deploying. I wasn't deploying flaps. The flaps aren't deploying.
300.
I don't know if they're broken. What the hell is going on? Right flap locked, left flap locked. Right, so we got no flaps. Okay, that explains the high angle of attack. We need to keep it low and add more power on in that case. Not bad for a no flaps landing though.
40.
Aeroflot 1876, takeoff runway 06 Central.
20. 10.
Hey, reversers full. Spoilers. Struggling to keep the nose down because that silly trim pitched it up. Let's stabilise the aircraft a bit because it's proper all over the place. Flat auto brakes on 2, not really slowing it down too much. Neither of the reverse thrusters for that matter, we're still at 90 knots. Come on aircraft, do your bloody job. So pilots, you can moan all you want about planes because they don't do as much as the pilots do, obviously. I mean, look at that, we've barely got any runway left and we're still going. It still hasn't stopped it with an auto brake 2 and full reverses. It's stupid. And then we got failed flaps as well. Apologies about the moaning, but it's like if they explain, they're still branding themselves as the most realistic flight simulator on the market. It's just it's just a joke, isn't it? The developers are really rolling in the cash, flying their own private planes, selling the world's greatest flight sim, aka the world's worst flight sim, by the way. Cool. Well, that was interesting. We probably got the flap lock because we were coming in too fast. The altimeter failed on departure. Let's just watch that plane depart. And is he taken off yet? He has indeed. He's taken off. Well, he was taken off, but he's vanished. Sheremetyevo traffic, Aeroflot 821, crossing runway 24 Santa. Okay, we retract the flaps. We haven't got any pop tyres. I am really surprised upper rotor's battery fail. I tell you what, I've mentioned it before, but the every single time I fly into Moscow Airport, there's always something going wrong. I either crash because the weather's so bad, the aircraft engines fail and I'll crash, all the systems will stop working, and then this time, even though we've got 10,000 hours between failures, we still experience 4 different failures in 4 different systems at Moscow Airport. Now if that doesn't tell you something about the game, then I don't know what will, because It's only at this airport I ever experienced like multiple failures, and it can't be normal. It just can't be normal to experience that. Let's get the pitot heats off. Isolation valve open. It's got. I just find it too much of a strange coincidence that they'd make everything go wrong at Moscow Airport, and yet when you fly into places like San Francisco, absolutely nothing goes wrong. It's always sunny. Transponder onto standby. Yeah, too strange of a coincidence. I think that other aircraft logged off because he was departing, waiting for me to land and departed. That wasn't bad, we came down. We did get lined up, but we had the high angle of attack. Obviously because the flap settings weren't working. Okay, let's taxi to Jetway. We're going to take the next left, and then we're going to taxi to parking. No taxiways on there, as though we'll have to. Let's try that. Oh, looking for one with perhaps a terminal on it, aircraft docking chart. Yeah, so the flaps are broken, we can't actually retract them. I guess we were lucky to get one notch of flaps down, but you can see on the outside there. There's been no deployment. The spoilers worked with no issues, and the reversers did too, but it had a lot of difficulty slowing us down. Obviously because of the flaps weren't deploying, so there wasn't the extra drag in there. Let's get the packs off. Let's get the window heats. Light directors. I think there's a terminal down there. Yeah, there's some spaces down there. Dobro pожаловать, everybody, to Moscow. Got loads of Aeroflot round here. Might as well park with them lot. PBD, I'm not sure what that is. We got an SDM down there. So continue down, we park the sort of second terminal, it seems. That blue one there looks really, really cool, and it's a real person, by the way. It's like a Lufthansa thing on the back. Or maybe it's an Aviation symbol, I'm not really sure. It may be the Zibo Mod. It's a 737-800. Looks really, really nice though. Yeah, that one there, the light blue, Lux Air. Oh wow, it is nice. Lux Air, I'm assuming Luxembourg. I've never seen that livery, guys. I've never seen that plane before. The 737 before, the 700 variant, and then of course there's the Aeroflot. There's another 777 or either an A330, looking beautiful. Of course the Alitalia there, the MD-82. And the A320s. Another aircraft pushing back there, so we're going to take that taxiway and park hopefully on the corner. Park next to this guy actually. This got an empty space there for us. So be super careful we don't crash into him. Ah no, he's got his own, see ya, proper Airbus A330 I thought so. Very cool day for variants. Cool. Engine cut off. Wait for them to cool down a little bit. Controls, hydraulic controls off. APU bleed air on. Let's take the yaw damper off. Let's turn the IRS off. Doing a full shutdown today, everyone. Let's turn the beacons, the seatbelt signs, smoking signs off so we can get everyone onboarded. Let's see how bad that was. So the descent will probably be 1 star. Oh wow, the landing 4 star, great. Of course, approach very bad, not surprised at all. Cool. Fuel pumps off. Logo light on. I think we can turn them off as well. Logo light. APU, fuel pumps. Let's turn the fuel pumps off. Let's assume the pilot's going to be staying in Moscow for the night. You bleed air coming off. Trim air coming off. Navigation lights coming off. APU generators off. Amazing. And just like that, so we leave the ground power on just to give the PAX lights as the D-board. But yeah, very, very good flight, everybody. And of course, last step of this procedure is to set chocks. Awesome. Well, if you enjoyed that like I did, I hope you see you on the next one. I really hope in the future we can do some more Russian Aeroflot flights. I'm hoping to do Moscow to Warsaw again. That's quite a nice one. St Petersburg to Riga, which was actually where I was planning on going today. But obviously I've done St Petersburg to Moscow. Anyway guys, stick around for the replay or not. I'm going to go silent and say goodbye. Everybody have a great week and I'll see you on Wednesday.